Good evening, everyone. It is David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office for Tuesday, July the 18th, 2023. I hope you all are having a fantastic Tuesday. It is a bit cooler in the office today, so I thought it would be a great idea to keep you all updated on the weather for the United States. Now, before I do get started, we are going to be talking about the United States weather. More excessive heat is anticipated for the Deep South yet again, including for southern Florida, including for California, all over again, dealing with more dangerous heat on the way. If you're new, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and sharing this video with their family and friends on social media. So looking at the European model for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we can see where our showers and thunderstorms are located right here across portions there of, say, if you're in Kentucky, if you're in Western Tennessee, we got showers and thunderstorms. That's actually occurring right now on the bottom right side of the screen with the panel view. You can see that MCS moving right now across Kentucky into Tennessee, generating some strong winds. We got a little weather disturbance over here across the northern tier of the United States, triggering a couple of storms, including for the southern portion of Canada. That includes for Manitoba, Saskatchewan, as well as Alberta, Canada, getting some showers there. And also the monsoon got some showers, some high base activity for Fresno, for Madera, as well as portions there of Turlock to the south of our region. So we're not continuing with any thunderstorms here, but that's going to all taper off by tomorrow. So most of the valley, including for California, looking dry. More monsoonal showers and thunderstorms likely for Nevada, for the Four Corners, including for Utah, also for New Mexico and Colorado. For the high plains, showers and storms are anticipated, including for the northern tier and also for the eastern U.S., such as Virginia, possibly there for Delaware, as well as New Jersey. And Floridians need to be aware of some hot, muggy conditions along to go with those thunderstorms too for your Wednesday. Going all the way into Thursday, more widespread showers and storms expected for the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes there of Michigan. If you are in, say, Erie, Pennsylvania, if you're in Buffalo, New York, just be aware, skies might get a little ominous tomorrow afternoon. And then more storms for the high plains. For that monsoon, a little bit of a weather disturbance to go with that. It'll be a trigger point for storms. And then by Friday, July the 21st, if you're doing anything outdoors, there's that weather disturbance moving into the northeast, leading behind it maybe a weak diffused boundary of showers and storms over, say, Georgia. If you're in northern Alabama, if you're in Arkansas, some storms are anticipated. And then going all the way into the weekend, yes, if you're doing anything outdoors, barbecuing, if you're doing any hiking, looks to be pretty good for the most part, especially if you're out across much of the west here. So like California, if you're in Arizona, looks to be pretty good. The monsoon is going to go bye-bye. We could say hi to some very hot temperatures. So if you're in Death Valley, once again, maybe going for 125 plus temperatures. Again, I mean, it's been that way for a while now, for nearly a week, seeing temperatures that hot. Also for the northern plains, for the Midwest, looking drier and quieter, which is nice. But if you're going down to the deep south here, if you're doing any traveling, any boating, if you're doing any picnicking, just be aware, stormy skies in the afternoon, including for the extreme northeast and also for portions of their Hudson Bay, as well as Manitoba, Canada. And then going all the way into, say, Sunday here, this is July the 23rd, the 24th of July, kind of getting towards the end there of this month. Can't believe it. This summer's flying by. We're almost in August. Before you know it, we'll be in autumn in about a couple of months. Just, you're going by fast. I think it's going by fast for all of you too. More monsoonal activity may be returning to the desert southwest by the end of the month of July, including more shower chances for the upper Midwest. So now, temperatures, not going to get any better. Probably going to get worse. You guys are already used to this, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time about who is going to see the hottest temperatures. I mean, most of you, I'm sure by this point, have to be acclimated to the very hot temperatures unless you are not, your body's not able to do that. I know I'm already acclimated to the 105 plus temperatures that we've seen here over the last week. So we can see for this afternoon, temperatures across Texas and Oklahoma in the upper 90s to lower 100s, right around 100 to 105 degrees in some areas there of Texas. Desert Southwest, yet again, temperatures at or above 115 degrees. Death Valley today reaching 120 plus degrees. Very hot. I mean, you get away from the coast, this onshore breeze helping to keep us away from 100 today for the first time. I mean, we have had temperatures at or above 100 for 4 days in a row. So I think it's really welcoming. Actually, we had temperatures at or above 100 Thursday last week. We started Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No, 5 days. So it's been 5 days with our heat wave, and we're finally done with it for right now. But it will be back by Friday and Thursday. But anyways, very warm temperatures today. Let's go to tomorrow, really warm, maybe a little warmer for Texas and Oklahoma. For Arkansas, look at this. All the way into southern Georgia, temperatures could be flirting right around 100 degrees. I mean, that is pretty dangerous, okay? And in fact, it is so hot down here for so long for the Deep South and Texas that the Gulf of Mexico is nearing 90-degree water temperatures as we speak. So extremely warm this time of the year. And when you factor in the heat index, how it's going to feel, heat indexes between 110 to 115 degrees for the Deep South, it is going to be miserable. So just prepare to stay inside, drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, because the heat is not going away anytime soon. This is by Wednesday, very hot for the desert Southwest, and then look at this. Still pretty warm for Georgia. This is for Thursday, July the 20th. Temperatures, again, between 95 to 105 degrees. And then, of course, back here across California, the desert Southwest, temperatures between about 100 to 125 degrees, depending on exactly where you're at. Phoenix, Arizona will stay at or above 110 degrees. I mean, I think this is day 21. I think it's been 21 days since you started seeing temperatures at or above 120 or 110 degrees, that is. Continuing that all the way into Friday. Look at this. I might just, wow. I'm flabbergasted just based on how hot it's going to be. Let's actually go to California. Look at these. Actually, let's go to Arizona because Arizona gives us a better view. 121, 119, 118 for Phoenix on Friday. That is absolutely ridiculous. And for California standards, going to be pretty warm. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, look at 112. This is from the European model for Friday. So probably 110 degrees. Yeah, I'm concerned about Friday in itself. And then going forward, maybe the hottest day is on Saturday between 110, maybe up to 116 degrees. Yeah, that's the European model. Let's take a look at the GFS model. Pretty similar with its temperatures, except this time it's not going wild. If we go back even just a little bit here, yeah, see 110 to 115 on Friday on the GFS. That's the Global Forecasting System model, which is a global model, and a little bit cooler for the Deep South, but I can't stress enough, folks, there is a lot of heat warnings and heat advisories out there. Temperatures are going to be very hot through Saturday through Sunday here, not getting any better. In fact, Boise might reach 105 plus, including for Montana and Washington. Some of the isolated locations could get up to 105 plus as well. That's pretty hot that far north, and that's going to continue through Monday and even into Tuesday next week with these warm temperatures. If you want to escape the heat, go to the coast of California, Washington, Oregon, or you can go and pay a visit into the northeastern U.S., the upper Midwest, including the Great Lakes, as well as Hudson Bay, to escape the heat, because the entire country here is going to be literally on fire. Not on fire as for fires or anything, but the heat is just going to be something else. So now, why is it going to be so hot? Okay, I like showing this map. This is the geopotential height. This is showing us where the air masses are hotter, okay, and where they're cooler. So thicker lines, thicker heights here indicate that the air mass is warmer. Not necessarily, but it usually contributes to that when we look at surface temperatures, right? So the big story here is the ridge. Okay, this has not been moving very much, and it's just been kind of hugging the desert southwest, the deep south, the eastern fringe of this ridge, really hugging Florida, the Georgia, the Carolinas. So again, these temperatures are not going to be good at all. So you can see how strong that ridge is. 600 decameters into Oklahoma and Texas. That is very, very high for this time of the year. And when we look at our anomalous ridging, yeah, that's unheard of. You don't get it that high very often. And this ridge is going to stay with you all for a while through at least Saturday and Sunday. Maybe a weakness in the ridge here for the eastern U.S. That's going to help bring in some cooler temperatures. But look at this ridge all across the four corners, Utah especially. Temperatures there could be in the 80s, 90s, even some lower 100s, especially for Salt Lake City. Continuing that into Tuesday, into Wednesday. I mean, I wish, folks, I totally wish I can bring you all good news, okay? I wish I could be like, you all are going to see temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the deep south. But unfortunately, the models just don't like this year for some reason, going crazy with temperatures lately, and that's going to probably continue according to our Euro model. Hopefully, by the end of next week, maybe some cooler weather will arrive. So now with that being said, let's take a look at our National Weather Service map here. The pattern is repeating itself again. I really think it's just kind of a carbon copy to last week where we have some very hot temperatures. I mean, look at the number here. Heat advisories for southern Florida. I mean, this has been going on for a while. Heat advisories, heat warnings. I mean, all throughout here for the deep south, for Southern California, really going to be cooking. Now, I did find out from the National Weather Service in Sacramento that they're planning to issue an excessive heat watch or a heat warning. So make sure you stay tuned onto the National Weather Service by going to weather.gov for more information for your local area. In Sacramento, possibly a heat advisory could be issued for the Bay Area. So just because we're not seeing anything now does not mean that this heat wave is not going to be a big deal. I truly think we're going to have some heat statements out here for most of our area, for our CWA, as well as for Reno, maybe even for portions of Nevada again. But long story short, again, folks, very hot temperatures here. Temperatures at or above 105 degrees for several more days. 110 in some areas, even 120, even 125 for Death Valley. So just really take it seriously. We got some flood concerns as well. Severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. We got more flood warnings and watches going on across Vermont, New Hampshire, Vermont, New Hampshire, that is, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut. I get my states mixed up, but you get the idea. More flooding, more problems in other portions of the country. We got even red flag warnings up here across Oregon and Washington. Just a wild pattern. Air quality alerts, smoke alerts. I mean, it's just miserable, and I don't like using those. I don't use those words very lightly, okay? I mean, this heat is getting annoying. It is getting ridiculous, and I just hope we can break away from this July heat that has been battering much of the U.S. for much of this time. So when we now take a look at the risk of hazardous temperatures, this is a big deal. I mean, a high risk again issued by the Climate Prediction Center for all of Arizona, most of New Mexico. Again, there is a high risk for dangerous hot temperatures. That could mean temperatures that could be at or above 115 degrees, all the way through perhaps August 1st here. Well, July 26th to be specific. A moderate risk for dangerous heat for California yet again through the 28th of July, and a slight risk all the way going out here through for August 1st. So it's going to be a while, even through August 1st down here for Florida. And that is going to mean the sea surface temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are going to warm up even further. We're already up to 34 Celsius in some of the shallow waters, the shelf waters, extremely, extremely warm, nearing 100 degrees of those water temperatures right off the coast of southern Florida. And that is going to lead to a lot of big problems for the hurricane season. More on that in probably a couple of days. So the 6 to 10 day outlook, I mean, come on. I mean, the entire United States here is literally in red and dark red, with New Mexico having an 80 to 90% chance of above average temperatures. I mean, Florida, really, I mean, come on, 60 to 70% chance. The only cooling you might feel is up here in Washington and Oregon, where you might see a near normal chance to slightly below average chances for temperatures being below average. For the 8 to 14-day forecast, again, the entire United States here, I maybe even way up here, near normal chances, but otherwise the entire United States here is in the orange and red, and it continues. The next 3 to 4 weeks, just going to be very hot down here. Look at Florida down here. 80 to 90% chance that Miami, Florida could hit more record high temperatures. That means the Gulf of Mexico is just going to get warmer from here on out. And on our way to the severe weather side of things, before I end the video, is, yep, there are 3 areas to watch for today. Slight and enhanced risk for severe weather, driven by mainly hail and wind. Tornadoes remains at 2%. Also a 2% chance for tornadoes tomorrow, but mainly driven by hail and wind tomorrow for the Midwest. Again, this is tomorrow's outlook by the SPC for day 3. Again, more slight risks out there. So we have not only had a very hot July for the Deep South, but the severe weather has been quite active thus far. Usually we get some calmer periods, but I don't see anything calming down anytime soon. So this wild, wicked weather will continue for the rest of July, I strongly believe. As always, if you did enjoy today's detailed U.S. weather forecast outlook and discussion on the severe weather, the excessive heat, flooding concerns, and much more, please consider subscribing, everyone. You all mean a lot to me. Share this video with your family and friends on social media. And lastly, if you haven't hit the bell notification icon, do so now. And also, follow me on social media. It really means a lot. But otherwise, folks, that's going to sum it up for today's video. I'll be back with you more tomorrow with more on the weather forecast for the United States. Planning to do more on the tropics too, because I'm a little concerned about the Gulf of Mexico right now.